guys, what's up? Roger here, and welcome to the Vaping. Alright, so today we got two juices to take a look at. We've got one piece of hardware. I'm just going to go ahead and get into the hardware first, right? Because I'm going to use the hardware to do my testing this week. So we might as well just go ahead and get into it. Alright, so today's hardware is this. Boom. The RxMini kit. Right? Because everyone's been flipping shit over this guy here recently. And this is it here. This is the RxMini. As you can see, it is tiny. It's a tiny little shit. Tiny. But it has all the same features of the the big Rxlo, right? So you got temperature control. You've got their pre-ramp feature where you can ramp it up a little bit higher than you vape to kind of get your coils going. Maximum output voltage on this is going to be 4.2 volts at 80 watts, which means that it is a parallel mod. 4.2 volts. It's a parallel mod, and that's why you can charge in the mod. That's why it has built-in batteries, and you can charge in the mod because we know up to this point, for some reason, Wismec has the inability to develop a balanced charging system. So all of their mods you can't charge in the mod. Well, technically you can, but you should not. So this one you don't have a choice, you have to. And since Wismec can't make a balanced charging system apparently, they've done this one in parallel. So it's a maximum output voltage of 4.2 volts, 80 watts max, and there is a 0.22 coil in here at the moment. It may just be 0.2, but it's reading 0.22. So we look at that, we look at 4.2 volts at 0.22, we get a maximum output of 80.18 volts at 19 amps. And then 19 amps between 3 cells. Let me see, what does that give us? Let's see. I don't math, so bear with me. About 6 amps per cell. 6 amps per cell. As small as these cells are, taking the bottom off, and I've looked at the 3 cells that are in here. They look like, I think it's 16 340s or something in that range. They're very, very small, little teeny batteries that are probably capable of that load without much of a problem. But all of them combined are 2100 mAh, which it lends yourself to a battery life. I'm finding about 7 tanks full, somewhere in that range, about 7 tanks full before the battery's dead. Now, will that be all day for you? We'll have to find out. I don't know. For me, it certainly is not, but I consume quite a bit of e-liquid a day. One thing I will give Wismec on this one, this is essentially the exact same tank that they put on the RX75. They've added some knurling on top, so you can actually get the top off without removing your skin. The airflow adjustment on the bottom also has some knurling, so you can adjust the airflow fairly easily. Coil changes just like the tank on the RX75. It feels just like the tank on the RX75. It is essentially the RX75 tank, just a little bit different, and of course has the J-Bo logo on it because J-Bo's getting his name stuck on everything Chinese these days. And this is no different. So we got J-Bo in the button, J-Bo in the tank. And it has this, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of a leathery back to it. Kind of a leathery feel-ish, which is just a sticker. It actually comes with a brown one also. Not really sure why you want to put brown on a black mod, but you could peel this off and put on a brown one if you like. So there's that. So RX75 Mini. As you can see, the up and down controls are right here on the bottom. So not on the face anywhere because they needed all that real estate for face. It makes it a little awkward when you're trying to do stuff like pre-ramp because you're down here trying to press the button and up here to try to press this button to get into that menu item. But other than that, it seems to be relatively easy to adjust your wattage. I really don't have any complaints about it other than trying to get into like the pre-ramp function where you're holding the up wattage and the fire button at the same time. little awkward. Other than that, seems to be fine. Reasonable amount of heat coming from this one, even at 75 watts. I would say it's a reasonable amount of heat. I could vape it without much of a problem, and I vape a lot higher than this on a normal basis, but I feel like I could probably vape this because the heat is there that I'm looking for. The flavor in this tank is great. This is no different than the RX-75. The RX-75 had an amazing little tank. The flavor is really good on it. This really no different. Flavor is really good. The heat's there. If you like a nice warm vape, you're going to be able to get to it, and having a reasonable amount of battery life. I'm going to think and that's why I'm kind of giving you the tank full scenario, because, I don't know how much you vape. You may vape a lot and you're not going to get all day, or you may just vape 2 tanks full every day, and if you do, then yeah, you're going to get all day out of it. So it remains to be seen if it's going to last all day, that 2100 mAh. It's going to kick the crap out of a Nugget. If you're using a Nugget now, this is a huge upgrade for you, because yeah, there's going to be a lot more battery life. If you're used to a normal size Rouleau, you're not going to be able to go to this and get the battery life of a normal size Rouleau. No, not even close. But still a great little mod. I like the look of it. It's nice and clean. There's no, the design of it doesn't look rushed. Everything looks good. It looks a lot like its bigger brother, just smaller, and has a good feel, has a good fit and finish to it. I really don't have any complaints thus far. Now remember, we just got these things yesterday. So I've killed it and recharged it, and I've run about, I don't know, let me think, probably somewhere in the range of 8 to 9 tankfuls through it so far, with a high VG liquid that we are not carrying just yet, so I can't tell you, but we're testing it, and I've had no issues. That flavor is really good in here too. That the flavor we can't talk about, but it's actually really good. I know this tank is really good. I've used this on the RX-75 and I've been extremely pleased with it. So the tank is not a question whatsoever. The fit and finish of the mod is no question whatsoever. It is a nice looking little mod. Will it last you all day? That would be your only question. Or do you have access to a USB port to charge this thing some point during the day? That's probably the only question. As you can see, it's like a 2-finger mod. Really, it's super tiny, super tiny. I don't know if you would call that pocket friendly with the thickness of it. Let me give you an example. Here is a 2.3. No, what am I talking about? This is a 213. A 213. So this is a Fuchai 213, and this is the Rouleau Mini. Just to give you an idea of the thickness, it's really not that much thicker, is it? It's really not that much thicker. I mean, right there, kind of a good example. It's a little bit thicker than a 213, so yeah, I guess it is pretty pocket friendly. Just shut it off, and you can just stick this little guy in your pocket. Now, a lot of the problems that I see, especially with little mods, is people put little mods in their pocket and they tend to sit on them and put undue pressure on their tanks, and then their tanks get damaged or their 510s get damaged. So something like this, it's not very bulky in your pocket, so you could easily forget about it and sit on it and break it. So something to keep in mind. If you put it in your pocket, make sure you put it deep in your pocket. That way you don't get it in a bind on your leg. But other than that, I really don't see any issues with it. Awesome little mod. Maybe next week I'll kind of report a little bit more on battery life, and we'll see how it goes. But thus far, it seems to be vaping very well. So we're going to use this mod today to test our e-liquids. So I'm going to get under here and turn the wattage down because I'm also going to test at a reasonable rate. Someone had mentioned, yeah, well, you vape at 200 watts every day, and I don't, so, you know, maybe the juice tastes different to you than it does me. And to that point, I say, touche. So today we're going to be trying out some juices at 45 watts. 45 watts. So our first one, I'm screwing the RDA on now. The first one, let me look it up. We're going to take a look at. And sure, I should have probably done that one, but that's okay. Let's find this guy. First one we're going to take a look at is from Mad Hatter e-liquids, and it's called I Love Popcorn. Now, it is available in nic strength of 0, 3, and 6. It is a 60 ml bottle, and the price is $22. This is a fresh popcorn covered with sweet melted butter that tastes like your favorite popcorn jelly bean. Interesting. So here we have it on our RxMini with one of our tester RDAs. So we're going to do a small single coil RDA at 45 watts and test it out and see what we think. Not nearly as intense as I thought it would be, which is good. I thought popcorn, this is going to be rough. It's a very, very mellow popcorn flavor. I would say, if anything, the butter, especially at this wattage, the butter seems to be more intense than the popcorn flavor. So if you like really buttery popcorn, like if you like popcorn like my wife does at the movies, she will get a large bucket of popcorn and they'll just fill it up halfway. She'll have them fill it up halfway. She will go to the butter and butter it. Then come back and have them fill it up the rest of the way, and then go back and butter it again. If you're that kind of popcorn fan, this might just be your thing. Because it is certainly a buttery popcorn flavor. It says a jelly bean. You know, I don't recall. I don't know if I've ever had the popcorn jelly bean. I may have had it at one time, but you know, like it'd be years ago. I have no clue. But definitely popcorn flavored. Definitely buttery popcorn flavor. So if that's your thing, you might want to check out I Love Popcorn. Definitely an option for you. So let's move on to the next one. We go to brands. We'll find our friends down here. Where are they? Sick Boy. Yes. So the next one we're going to take a look at is from Sick Boy. It is called Triple G, a watermelon strawberry taffy. Watermelon strawberry taffy. Nic strength available 0, 3, 6, 12, and it says 18, maybe? It says 18. The size is 30 mils and the price is $20. And this is a watermelon strawberry taffy. So let's give this one a shot. I've never tried really. Got something in my eye. I've tried a lot of watermelons. Tons of them. And I've never found one I liked. I get people that say, oh, these watermelons are great. And I've never had one I liked. That's like intensely watermelon, you know what I mean? Like that Jolly Rancher watermelon flavor. Now this is a little bit different take. It's not really the Jolly Rancher thing. It's more like a taffy, like a watermelon taffy. So it should not be intensely watermelon. So let's give this a shot. We got Triple G on the RDA at 45 watts. Okay. So yeah, definitely the taffy is there. Don't come into this watermelon thinking it's going to be like a Jolly Rancher kind of watermelon, because it certainly is not. It's more like watermelon taffy. I think it's a very, very accurate description of what this is. It tastes, you can taste the watermelon, but it's not so watermelon that it has like that, floral thing that a lot of watermelons have. This one doesn't have it. It's very taffy with the watermelon there. I really don't pick up on much strawberry, but that's not the primary flavor anyway. Just seems like that's part of it, strawberry. Let me see. I really don't get much strawberry from it, but definitely watermelon, definitely taffy. Alright, so if watermelon taffy sounds like an awesome thing to you, Triple G may be one for you to check out, because that is actually pretty good. So I'm going to put the Jabo tank back on, and then we're going to increase our wattage back up. So we were at 75. I'm just going to leave it at 75. That's kind of where I like this tank. I like this tank at 75. I don't know. It probably will do the full 80, but I like it at 75. Flavor is really, really good on this tank. I really can't complain about it. But I will show you real quick before we call it a day. We'll show you real quick what you get in the box with the Jabo unit. The Wismec, the RxMini. So here is your faux leather brown. So you can take your black one off and put a brown one on. You get some O-rings for your tank, and you get a charge cord that you're going to need certainly for charging of the mod. So that is it, folks. That is the Rouleau Mini. We got these right now in black, white, and silver. So there are some left. We sold a few of those yesterday, and there are some left. This is probably going to be the Vapor's Christmas present this year, more than likely. Nice little cute mod. Everyone seems to be all in just a rage about. They love this thing. So there you go, guys, the RxMini. I know some people were asking me about it yesterday, and there are my initial thoughts. We'll find out a little bit more about it as I use it more, but right now I kind of give it a thumbs up. Pretty good little mod. No complaints at this point. All right, guys, that's it for this week. Next week we'll be coming back with, let me see, is that the Christmas week? Will there be a vlog next week? Who knows? Who knows? Probably. But definitely check out our Facebook group, the Vaping West Virginia Facebook group. Hey, look, someone's calling me. The Facebook group, check that out. If you're not a member, now you have to be a West Virginia resident. If you request a group and you're not a West Virginia resident, we're not going to let you in. So make sure you're a West Virginia resident and you're a vapor. That's the only two requirements. But check out our Facebook group. We do a lot of activities, I would say, in there. A lot of activities that you might want to be involved in. All right, guys. Have a good one.